Alright, yo, what is going on, guys? Navy here, and today we're doing the first ever Ernie podcast. I'm here with Magikcz and Shad. Say what's up, guys.
What's up, my Ernies?
What's up, boys?
So, basically, our main topic of today is going to be skill-based matchmaking, something that everyone loves, right?
The greatest
Oh my
thing in
God.
video games. It's totally not what killed COD, totally not what killed Fortnite, Apex, and then Valorant, question mark?
And that's like
So where do we start with this?
Dude, I don't even know. Let's start like with COD because that's all what we played the most. That's our main game and how it messed up that.
So skill-based matchmaking was never in COD until Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, the first game with jetpacks. And that's around the time when the community started dying. So I think that has a little bit of a correlation there. And the games were getting worse around that time. Definitely.
Oh well, I'm pretty sure like that's like the time frame where like esports started getting a lot more popular because like that was right after Black Ops 2 and Ghost.
So
And, like, those were huge for esports. So I don't know, that might have had a impact on skill-based matchmaking in the department for COD.
So for like the 1% of you who don't know what skill-based matchmaking is, it's when you get placed against other players on your skill level based on your performance in a game and not connection-based. Connection-based is what COD used to do. But nope, screw that. Skill-based matchmaking. Like, if you're a good player, if you go for crazy, like, sniping and knifing clips like us, then you will get placed against the biggest sweats on every video game. And it's so annoying. It's the worst in Modern Warfare too. Talk about sweats.
Yeah. Like, for me, like, MW, like, I think you guys both know, like, I loved the game at first. I was having a lot of fun, but I feel like that's before skill-based matchmaking, like, started taking off like crazy because everyone was playing the game. It was the newest COD, so, like, you know, there were sweaty lobbies, but, like, you could make it work. And then, like, if you'd play with certain groups of friends or whatever, or just with groups of friends in general, it would be, like, easier. But as, like, the player bases, like, went down more or whatever, there's not as many people playing it. And then now they're like more hardcore people stuck with it. The people that like, you know, truly love like just sweating on the game and they love like try harding on it. They tend to stay more because that's what they do. They sweat. They have a fun time doing that. But with skill-based matchmaking for us, we're going for clips, right? And it's not fun for us to have to like sweat like every single game we get into. We'll be sniping, knifing, even sometimes going for like some variety clips or just something like that. And we can't do that because we're going against sweats that are just camping and trying their best.
On the game.
Yeah, if you look at me and Magikcz, I looked at this. For me and him, we're in the top 1% of like all players in MW for like score and stuff. So it takes that and like puts you against just the sweatiest people. It takes like your most recent games, and you can't do semi-well. You can't be a semi-decent player without having to be put into sweaty lobbies. There's no just getting on Call of Duty with your friends for fun anymore. It's you get on Call of Duty, you get burnt out after 5 minutes because it's a sweaty lobby. There's no casual fun anymore.
And then I don't expect to always play against the easiest people. I don't always want to dominate. But it's just so frustrating when you play with that one friend and you get the biggest bots ever. And then when you play alone, you're getting destroyed. I'm going to play a clip right here. Guy camping with a juggernaut on the very top of the map. Just spawn trapping.
That was
left and right.
disgusting.
Oh my god,
disgusting.
dude.
That was rough to
Like,
Skill-based matchmaking, it, like, the developers, they say it actually benefits 90% of the player base, but it just screws over the top 10%. And it's just not a good investment because the biggest content creators are straying away from the game. Just very unfortunate.
And that,
those
and like,
decisions.
I don't know, like Random and all them. I don't know how much you watch them. I was watching a video, like this was a video from them a couple months back, but I just happened to watch it. It was either yesterday, I think it was yesterday. But I was watching them, and they were talking about like they don't have fun on Call of Duty. They like Nix was talking about trick shotting and everything on that, and he was like talking about how like you can't really do that because like on MW it's just too many sweats. It doesn't matter how good it looks. There's just way too many sweats because if you're somewhat decent at the game, you're gonna get destroyed. It doesn't matter. There's not that casual aspect. That's the key thing. That's what Call of Duty was known for years. It was that casual game. It wasn't competitive or whatever. You had your competitive, you had your ranked modes and everything. Like Black Ops 2, perfectly. It was more connection based. There was no like really there's no skill based matchmaking unless you went into league play. That's where it should
That
be.
was a perfect way to do it. It was connection based, and if you wanted to play people on your skill level, there's league play, and that was actually such a good idea. VO2 balanced COD. With League play, you can just play with your friends. The better you do, the better players you go against. But to put that in casual play, excuse me, on Modern Warfare, oh my god, I want to have to play the biggest sweats on the planet. It is crazy. I always have to get on with friends, cause I don't know what's a good way to say it. Just players with lower stats, just so you don't have to sweat like crazy. Just disgusting.
And then like when you
Even
get
like
higher
mostly
levels,
yeah, exactly. And also like mostly I have lower stats on all my cons. Like that's how like I try to make it like lower stats. But even though like say I have lower stats, but like I go into a Rust game and I get a lot of kills, so I'm like top fragging. Literally the next game it will be like the worst lobby. It doesn't matter who I'm with, or it'll just be a terrible lobby.
Like, by no means am I anywhere near the best player in this community, but my god, every time, like, the majority of people play with me, they always comment on how much worse my lobbies are. Everyone can relate in this call. It's disgusting.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And then like I feel like IRLs, like our IRLs, like they're not usually taking the game as serious as we are. Like we've been playing Call of Duty for years. We use snipers and knives because it's more of a challenge than red gunning. We don't find red gunning fun because it's easy. So like when we're going against sweats, they have the advantage because they're using proper weapons. And then like you play with IRLs, right? All right, this is a whole different topic, but IRLs, they're not trying as hard. Right, they're just playing casually. They're playing with their red guns. They're doing, about even, just somewhere around there. Sometimes they do good. Sometimes they do all right. Sometimes they don't do as good.
They're just playing just to play with their friends.
Yeah, they're just chilling, so they get easier lobbies. But for us, we do one good lobby and it's just GG. But you go and play with those IRLs, and then they're not playing as much. It's so much easier.
They always say how much harder it is when playing with me. Like they're nice and all, but my god, they can never. Most of them can never last an entire game on.
Even in Modern Warfare, like the one problem is like even like for us, like we always like if we find a good lobby in like other classes of the Modern Warfare, we like tend to stay in the lobby. It doesn't matter the map, doesn't matter the mode. Like if we find a good lobby, we stay there for as long as possible till like the bots basically quote unquote leave. In Modern Warfare, you can't even do that. You just do good in one game and they'll just put you into another game with like a bunch of sweats or like control players, whatever.
And like, I wonder what the developers are thinking. There has to be some sort of like business strategy behind putting skill-based matchmaking in games. For example, they probably want newer players who've never played the game before to like the game because they feel like they're doing good. So they place them against the worst players possible, and it just screws over the top 10%. Like if you're actually willing to become good at a game, play the good players. I don't know. It just screws over the biggest creators on the game. Like, sure, you might attract more people to their game because you give them the freaking false hope that they're actually good when they're not. But it just screws over the content creators. That's why playing Fortnite, Apex, people are not playing COD, and then now Valorant. It just goes on. It's ruining every game. Like, Copy the best game of all time. Look, people are still playing that in 2020. There's League play. That was for the sweats, but you want to freaking play casual, you can too. So balanced. Oh, I just went off right there.
Yeah.
Another one, this is like more of a deeper thing, but it makes it kind of puts this sense in people's minds, like if they're not good at something, because they're going, like the bad players, they're going against other bad players. They're not going to get better that way. Yeah, they might get more of a feel because they're not like used to the game. They're a newer player. They're getting a feel for the game or whatever. But going against bad players isn't going to make you good. It's just not.
Rainbow does that better.
Like we had to go against sweats to get good. We had to play against all these different skill levels because back in it was based off connection based. It was random.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I got good at COD. Well, first of all, I started sniping the guns that take the most skill to use, and then I got destroyed by the best players on the game when I was awful. No skill based matchmaking. And then once I learned how to adapt and then like fight them back, that's how I became good. That's just not the case anymore. These players are just being spoon-fed to lower skill lobbies, and then it's just unfortunate.
One of the reasons why this for example like Activision, like the game developers put skill-based matchmaking into this because like a lot of people like us who like get into like very sweaty lobbies, but we just want to chill and like have a good time. Like we make a lot of Smurf accounts, and us making Smurf accounts gives their game more publicity and stuff because like their numbers goes up. So maybe that's one of the reasons, but
I doubt
maybe may not.
I think the only reason they have skill based is because they want these bad players, to come back. Because for the majority part, most casual players, they're not that great at the game. We're gonna do better than them because we put in the time and everything. We're gonna do better. And it's not like we can't do good in the sweaty lobbies. We can do good when we try. But the thing is, it takes away that fun aspect. It's like these pro anything, right? It's not fun to have to sit there and actually sweat all the time and everything like that.
I want balanced teams. If you're truly in the top 1% of players, they're gonna put you with awful teammates and expect you to carry them, and that's bad for people with our play styles when we use throwing knives and snipers. In Modern Warfare, where every other red gun is overpowered and we have to carry the biggest sweats on the planet, it's crazy.
And then I don't know if you guys saw, but I think a few people report on this, but Michael Condrey, the not Activision, the Sledgehammer, the former guy, he was talking about how it's not the actual developers that are doing this.
Activision.
It's Activision,
because they know that if they keep spoon feeding these garbage players, they're gonna keep coming back.
And they care about that money, and they want people to keep playing their games and believing they're good, just so they could get keep maintaining their player base.
You think these rich people at Activision play their game? They don't play their game. No, they don't care about
They were doing good beforehand. Skill-based matchmaking is unnecessary. COD was in its... I don't get it, dude.
It was in its prime. It was it's insane numbers on YouTube. Trick shotting, sniping, all that stuff. It was getting so many views.
Well, that's another problem with Modern Warfare. It doesn't support all the play styles like BO2 does. BO2, you could comfortably trick shot, troll, ninja defuse, snipe, knife, noob tube, and then just try hard.
You could do tube stuff. You could do anything, like the little cool bank shot ricochet stuff off spawn, and just in general, you could do all that. The cross maps, you could do that. It was just anything.
But in Modern Warfare, they encouraged a play style where you just camp and use the sweatiest guns to do good skill-based matchmaking. You can't go for tubes on that game, really.
Look at the attachment system. That is garbage. I don't understand who thought that was a good idea. 1 minute, in Black Ops 2, all right, you can put whatever attachments you want, whatever. It's just it didn't affect anything too much. You go in this game, one attachment affects the weapon so much, and it's just if you put that in someone that's gonna sweat, it's hands, and they're they're playing more tactically. That's the game developer's vision for them to play tactically. That's just dumb. Why are you not listening to your community? I don't care about your vision. You should listen to the community. That's stuck with you.
Long term, it's just an awful idea when the big content creators just decide to leave the game.
Look at
that's what's happening with Fortnite.
Yeah, and then
they have to come first. Freaking Epic should have learned their lesson, but they didn't.
Well, content creation really basically did make Call of Duty to what it is right now. I don't care what people say. Like FaZe, then all the troll channels. I can't name any from the top of my head right now, but all of them basically made Call of Duty to what it was. What it was. On
YouTube,
but now it's not that anymore. Because now I think it's just esports got into Activision because esports makes a lot of money, and that's probably one of the reasons. Because I don't know.
The only reason I still play COD is to snipe, and I barely care about that anymore. I would. Phase showing me years ago crazy snipes. I don't enjoy just trying my absolute hardest with guns that take no skill. Just a shame.
I feel Rainbow does skill-based matchmaking a little bit better because when you start off the game, you're level 1 new, just new, but don't know much about the game at all. There is a newcomers playlist which is from level 1 to level 15. I'm thinking.
Oh, that's another
after
thing.
That, after that, you play that for newcomers, so you go up against players who are lore based. After you're level 15, you cannot go back into that. That gets locked, and then you can either play casual or you can start playing ranked after you're level 30.
Does anyone remember combat training from BO2?
Yeah.
You play that to prepare for actual multiplayer. That should be in every game until you're level bots and then real beginner players. If anything, every game should just do that instead of just throwing, I don't know. Instead of having the awful mixture of players with the same skill level in each lobby, because the data is not always going to be completely perfect. Because if you put someone in a lobby who mainly uses throwing knives like us or snipers, with guns, with players who use weapons that are extremely overpowered, and then expect us to carry teammates, it's just not good idea. I don't know.
I feel like if skill-based matchmaking was to be fixed, now it's like the better time to do it than ever because the whole quarantine, like the COVID-19, like everything's like going on right now. Because like there's a lot more people who are in their house and like playing, like athletes and like people who like work full time. They work a lot more. And like, and also Magikcz, like when you were in, like we were doing school and like you barely get on ever.
Yeah,
like
now
you were filled with work and stuff, and like because you're a senior, and like I was like doing track for a while, like I could barely get on. I had like track and club, but now so many people are on. Like a lot of people are just playing casually because they literally don't have anything else to do. Like what else do they have to do? And this experience could ruin it for them because like they might get destroyed like in one lobby and stuff. Like they might not want to come back.
just an absolute the entire situation's an absolute. It's a shame that Fortnite couldn't Call of Duty's mistakes. I don't know what the problem is. I feel like Activision
more now than anyone else. Like at any other time.
Like Fortnite, it was quickly rising to become the greatest game. They were listening to their community.
They don't even listen to their communities anymore. Like
they were listening so much the first year. They added so many new cool like weapon skins, and then had the World Cup
anymore. They don't even have cool LTMs like Unvaulted, One Shot, Snipers Only, the other what's it called, Siphon. Like they don't even bring those out anymore. I don't know what they're doing.
And then another thing I saw on Twitter, like this is like a couple days ago, it was like about Valorant and how like their devs like that. We'll talk about Valorant more later, but like how their devs have they've had more communication since Valorant beta has been out than Fortnite has had in like the past 6 months.
That's true. Yeah, I've seen that actually. I've actually seen that.
That is crazy. Like, how do they do so good the first year and then they just completely follow the path Activision took, and just destroy their game? The world may never know.
We liked Fortnite. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I can't stand Fortnite that much now. Like, I mean, I do like it sometimes. I will have fun if I hop on it. But like, once you start going against those like players like me, Magikcz, and like Shad, we've had wins from like way back when. Like, we haven't played the game consistently in like months.
2017.
Like, yeah, like I played a lot 2017. 2018 I played it quite a bit. Then again, 2019 I didn't really play it, at all. And then,
yeah, I downloaded Fortnite just because like I was waiting for World War II to come out, Call of Duty World War II to come out. And I was like, oh, this is a free game. I saw one of the creators that like I watched on YouTube to like upload it, and I downloaded it, and then I was like, okay, this game's kind of fun, and then it just like blew up out of nowhere. And now there's just like in this decline.
And there were so many funny things to do on the game. Now like you can't find trolling moments. That's another community that's probably been destroyed. The trolling community.
Yeah, I don't see nothing.
Never big into that, but if you were not willing to sweat, like, it's just over. I feel like Fortnite Battle Royales by nature, I feel like they're more competitive. But when you do that with COD, it's just such a like shame.
I don't get these like. Why is there a competitive mode if you're already playing competitive?
Yeah, what's the point of arena when casual it has the same thing?
Like, honestly, sometimes I've played in casual matches that are way sweatier than arena.
That's actually true, yeah. That goes with Apex too, actually.
I just don't get it. What is the appeal? Yeah, with Apex also. What is there any appeal in doing that? There's no way it's helping their game.
I have one thing like pulled up right now. So Apex latest is like it's like Charlie Intel basically, but for Apex. So they were tweeting at one of the devs from Epic, not Epic. I don't who makes Apex. I don't even know.
I think, but Apex
Respawn, right? It's
Respawn. Yeah, Respawn. I think so. Yeah. So he was tweeting at like one of the devs from Respawn. He was saying like how anything for SBMM for 2 months, like people have been getting into like platinum lobbies and stuff, or predator lobbies. And like the dev literally responds, "What do you want to know so badly? It's always being adjusted." But clearly, when it's not, since season 3, we're in season 4 right now. At the beginning of season 3, they implemented skill-based matchmaking a ton, and then one of the duos LTM ended, and then they increased it after the duos LTM ended, and it went back into trios. And so like Apex latest they keep like elaborating about that, and then he goes, "We do have a looser matchmaking than that, There's no such thing as predator level lobbies, which is like really not true. Like I'm literally a silver 2 and I go up against predator lobbies in casual, and I didn't play ranked like that.
And then now it's apparently in Valorant, the closed beta.
Which you can't even get. This is another scummy thing. It's in Valorant, closed beta, and your friends aren't guaranteed a key. You're not guaranteed a key, but say you get a key. Like, this was me at first. I was the only one of my friends that had a key. Magikcz didn't have a key. Shad's not planning on getting a key because, you know, he can't really play.
Yeah, and I've actually been trying to get one, but like, I don't get it. But like at this point, I don't think I even want to try.
Yeah, I had to keep some dude's stream on for like 72 hours after. I was up 3 in the morning. I'm like, oh, notification. Now I can finally play. I'm like a week behind everyone else. And it's just crazy.
That on top of skill-based matchmaking, last night, this was unbelievable. Me and Magikcz couldn't believe it. We were playing with, it was me, Magikcz, and my IRL friend. We were playing Valorant. We were having a good time and everything. Then all of a sudden, me and my Magikcz got off for a little bit. Me and my friend, we played some more games. We happened to win those 3 games. I didn't do very good. This is my first like PC shooter tactical type thing. I haven't played a shooter on PC since Roblox. Roblox had some like Call of Duty type servers. I know it sounds cringy, but like that's the only experience I really have with shooters on PC.
Yeah.
But that was 8 years ago, like 8 years ago. That was a while ago.
Now you're placing us in matches with old OG, like what's it called, decorated CS:GO players.
Yeah,
most likely.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, because we won 3 games. I wasn't doing good. Our team wasn't even doing that great. We would like win by like a few. We just happened to win 3 games. I got carried. Magikcz wasn't doing very good before we got off.
Yeah, I got pretty carried
before he got off, and then I was getting carried all that time too. We both weren't doing good. We're brand new to this. No previous Riot games
noobs on PC.
Like no previous records, records of us playing PC games with Riot, and then we get into those lobbies. Like, it was the sweatiest thing I've ever seen. I didn't have any fun after that. I was not wanting to play the rest of the night. The next game, I didn't even bother trying that hard. I was just so out of it. I was so pissed off because we're not PC players. We're brand new to this. We're not doing good. Why are you putting us against this team?
Yeah, I don't always expect to do good, but when teams are constantly wiping our teams, like they're getting flawless records, and then they're winning by 10 plus new game and closed beta, they're probably streamers with drops enabled for all I know. And then with noob console players, it's mind.
Valorant is a game that like advertises it, like Riot Games advertise it so well that like even like us console players want to get on our like keyboard and mouse and actually want to like play. And like not many games honestly does that for us.
It would have been better if the beta was open and free so everyone could play it. But like, I like how they're supporting the streamers out, but at the only the people who are most likely tryhards are in the streams for hours and hours on end playing. Plus the streamers themselves who are getting paid to promote the game, probably.
Is Riot Games independent? Like, is it like Treyarch and Activision, or like?
No, I think they're independent.
They're independent. I don't know. But then I don't get what's the point.
I don't know for sure, but like you go, Shad. I need to try to think about what I was gonna say. I just lost my mind.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, if Riot is independent, I don't get why would they implement skill-based matchmaking, and even when it's closed beta, when their main focus should be seeing what their players like about the game, don't like about the game, make changes, like keep giving out updates left and right, and not implement skill-based matchmaking. It should just make it free.
Yeah, because when we were playing, there was a wide range of pings. You know what that means? Players, the best players from each region of the available like continents playing. The ping should be relatively the same because matchmaking should be connection-based, but nope, when it's skill-based, you have one person on the other team who has a high skill level, but his ping's like 300, and then my ping was pretty low yesterday.
Yeah, and NA players can't play with EU.
It ruins the experience for other people like that.
Well, NA players right now can't play with EU, but like, yeah, there were people like that did have higher pings, like they were in California or whatever. Like, and we're East Coast. We're like all the way East Coast. So they're all the way over there, West Coast and everything. So like, there was no reason we should have went up against those players.
Like there shouldn't be like a deviation. I think that's the word for it. With like over 100 ping. Like I guess if there's one outlier of someone with off connection, but when it's like everyone, you just know it's skill-based matchmaking, not connection-based.
But
yeah,
so frustrating.
The part that I'm just repeating myself at this point. We're not PC players. We don't have any PC playing experience technically. So like, why are we going against those players? I don't understand that. I get why they did their system with the codes. I get that there's too many. If they had open beta, their servers would have been destroyed. This game's been hyped up for months, but at the same time, it's just like if you're new to the game, you get carried, you shouldn't be put into lobbies like that. That was just ridiculous.
The game before we got sweaty lobbies, it was you, me, and your friend, and we were carrying 2 teammates out. And then the entire other team was full of sweats, all 5 sweats. I don't get that. You expect few players to carry the other, then all 5 on the other team just sweats. There needs to be better balancing. You talk about skill-based matchmaking, they just can't balance for anything, dude.
And I don't know about, like, I know this is probably like for most of y'all, well, both of y'all too, but like for me with skill-based matchmaking, it's made me not want to play anything. Like I'll just sometimes lay there. I don't force myself to get up and come play like I did. I've been like just trick shotting on Ghost because like that's been fun for me. Like I have to go back to older games to like have casual
I was
fun.
playing Black Ops 2 Plutonium, the best game of all time, released in 2012. 8 years later, because every other game has matchmaking. Just imagine that. Imagine if there was one of those games from the past 8 years that were semi-decent that I could play. Nope, skill-based matchmaking, skill-based matchmaking. Like, I love being able to casually play, and I could do that with like, trick shotting. It's just chill. I could listen to music. I won't have to make crazy call-outs like, oh my god, they're there. It's disgusting with every other COD, with Fortnite, with Apex, and Valorant's new. It's kind of refreshing, but it gets annoying with what happened yesterday.
I don't know if you've seen on Twitter, but like there's some crazy plays already being done. Like our buddy Rico, this is not shade to anybody, but they're doing some crazy. He's just cracked. He plays PC games. He's a PC player.
A very good player.
Like the thing is, I'm already seeing all these crazy plays of people like, you know, like they're doing all these crazy abilities. They're putting like the ice wall thing, like, you know, that ice wall thing in Valorant that you usually see. They're putting that like on top of like buildings and stuff like that. And then the Raze character that, or is that the name of it, that can teleport? He's like a shadow guy. He goes on top of it, and then you can just sit there and you have an advantage over like just sniping people. Well, what if we ran into that, like, because we got carried a couple games and we run into that like we did yesterday with that other.
I will literally not know
what they're doing. What are we supposed to do? They're going to be up top somewhere they're not supposed to be, and then just destroy us. Like, what are we supposed to do?
Like, I swear, I wonder how it works. I think it must be based off of wins, stats.
I feel like it's just based off like that one game you do good at, and like they're just like,
oh,
you're ready.
The wins, like, the games we won, we got carried. That's the thing. We weren't doing good. If we did, we probably did decent one of those games, and like either barely went positive or like right even. Like I know me, like a lot of times, most of my games on Valorant, I played like about 10 games probably, honestly, and I went negative most of those games. I'm not good at PC. I'm trying to get better, but it's hard to get better when I'm playing against the sweatiest kids ever. That's not going to help me get better or play. Like, it's going to help me get better in a sense, because then I'll like, okay, they're playing like tactical, but it makes it not fun. I'm new to this. I don't want to get completely.
We're trying to get our aim down. And stuff,
I'm trying to figure out how to word this, because it sounds like I'm contradicting us, because we're like, oh, we don't want to go against sweats. Well, that's like the new players going against us. But the thing is, I want to play casually on Valorant. I want to get on play casually everywhere. There needs to be a good mix.
There shouldn't be like, you shouldn't have to rely on people to carry you. You shouldn't have to carry others. Good mix. Like 2 good players, 2 medium players, 2 bad on a team, that could be all right. But when there's 1 like good player, 5 awful ones against a team of sweats, it's just not balanced at all.
Especially on me, like I want to make content of the game. Like that was like my main thing when I looked at Valorant, because I saw like they were Valorant's actually doing like very good stuff with the streamers and stuff, and like they're giving out stream packages and stuff like that, like through like their team, which is like really good. Like no other game really does that. And like me being like a avid Twitch streamer, like I really wanted to like grow on Valorant, but like if this stuff goes on, I don't really know if I can like play it in a casual
It's
level,
harder to
and
create
still have
content.
make content on it, like have funny moments, have like some nice plays, like just have fun with my friends while I stream or like make YouTube videos or whatever like that.
And real quick, just before, because like, I feel like I kind of contradicted myself. I don't want to go against easy players in Valorant. That's not what I'm saying. I want to go against people that like aren't, you know, I don't want to go against complete sweats that play the game. I don't want to go against complete bots because I'm not going to get better that way. I want to play against people that are like, you know, about my skill level, maybe slightly under my skill level, maybe slightly above my skill level. I just don't want to have to go against just sweats or bad players, like complete bad players. I want that somewhere in between.
Like, because when you're playing a team and then they're beating you by 10 plus, and then you can tell they're seasoned PC players. It's just a mismatch because you won one game. You are now forced to be in that.
And then also on COD, all right, just to put this here. We like we said, we don't want to go. This is not us saying we want to go against easy players. Like we don't want to play against sweats. Like, that's why we like skill-based matchmaking. We don't like it because you know we want to go against easy players. No, we don't want to go against easy players. We just want a mix of players. That's just it's how you get better. You have to go against different skill levels, like on different like on the same team. Because on like Black Ops 2, like some teams they would have like you know really bad players, then you'd have that medium player, then you'd have the sweaty player, right? Or then sometimes you'd have all medium players, stuff like that. On Valorant, yesterday, they were all sweats. Like the skill-based matchmaking just was way out of hand. We won 3 games in a row. We suck, and then we got destroyed. Like, what can we do?
Like when you play older CODs, 9 times out of 10, there would be that only one really annoying player on the other team, and when you click that person, it's so satisfying. But when you go to Modern Warfare, oh my God, that one person becomes the entire team.
You getting a kill, like just surprises you honestly at this point.
Mind blowing. I'd love to understand the logic behind it.
Yeah, it's funny because like my friends, my IRLs was like, because I always complained to my IRLs that like I'm not gonna download Modern Warfare again. My lobbies get bad and stuff because skill-based matchmaking. And they're like, oh, that's not a thing. Just come on, like you just bad. I literally downloaded the game, played 1 game with them, and they start making excuses about them lagging and stuff. And they're like, oh my god, why are they shooting me from like halfway across the map and stuff? And I'm like, does that not happen to you guys' lobbies? I'm like, no. I'm like, did I make my point clear? And they're like, yes. But they don't really want to admit it. They just go like, oh, I'm lagging and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
that's another thing. No offense to any like lower skill level players. I'm not the greatest by all means, but I feel like a lot of these bad players need to be humble. When they think they're so good at the game, like my KD on is actually negative. It's by no means good at all. And then when some people look at my KD, they're like, at the game, let me play with you. I bet I could destroy you. And then when I play with them, they're like, oh my god, I've never played against players this good before in my life. And then I always have to explain skill-based matchmaking. Everyone always thinks I'm making excuses until they actually play with me, and then they just, I don't know, they treat it completely differently. These bad players need to be humble, like I have years ago, which is why my skill level has increased. Like no one's getting better with the current situation.
Like I'm not pisses me off, but we're just getting crapped on all the time, and it's just like we can't get good. We're doing fine those other games, but like that one game we were getting crapped on the whole time, and like there's no way to get better by doing that. Like I just want to go against people that are around my skill level. That's all I'm asking for. Like in new games, like slightly above, because like they know we're not like we haven't played the game at all.
And it's unfortunate how every shooter nowadays has to have skill-based matchmaking. If only one of them wouldn't have it, like for example, if Fortnite wouldn't have it, I'd still be playing. And then that would just make me enjoy video games so much. In fact, 100 skill-based matchmaking.
Skill-based matchmaking should just stay in league plays and competitive plays.
Yes, and there's an easy solution. I don't know. I don't get like what's so hard about it.
Make
Timmy who's never played your game before. The Timmy who's never played your game before is doing all right, but the people the veterans who over a decade is getting screwed over. Because
for the most casual of the casual players, like if they run into a lobby where they're lagging a lot, like they'll just back out.
It's real. Well, we're almost doing this for like 40 minutes. Look at.
Yeah, but like the casual players, like they will just back out if they have a bad ping. Like if that's like a thing for like Fortnite a lot, and also even COD, like if they start lagging a lot. And for most casual players, I'm pretty sure they don't play on lag connections like we do. They just play off their Wi-Fi just to have a good time. If they get a bad connection, they'll just back out. So just make casual play connection based, like how it used to be for Black Ops 2 and below, and just make skill-based matchmaking. Make it as heavy as possible for league play, competitive, because that's what it's meant to be, or where it's meant to be. I'm sorry.
Such a it should not be in COD. I feel like COD's where it all started, and then everyone decided to copy COD. I don't know.
I don't know if you noticed this, but like ever since like AEW and everything, and like or like even AEW when AEW came out, people were saying, "Oh, Ghost wasn't that bad." And then after AEW was gone, BO3 came out. BO3 wasn't too bad. People still enjoyed BO3, but then people were starting to think, "Oh, AEW wasn't that bad." And then IW came out, MWR came out.
BO3 wasn't that bad.
BO3 was bad. It's the same thing every year, and then it's just the previous COD is always, "Oh, it wasn't that bad." And you know why? Lobbies calmed down a lot on there because all the sweats have moved on to the new COD. They're not playing the old COD anymore, so it's more casual players on the old COD. I hop on old CODs now. I have a lot more fun because it's a lot more casual. It's way more fun than I'll have on MW. I don't play the game for weeks and weeks and weeks. I got on today and I got off. I played 2 rounds of S&D. I got off. It was not fun at all.
I still think BO4 is the worst COD, but MW, I see where you're coming from.
Like, MW mechanics-wise, I know a lot of people are gonna hate on this. Mechanics-wise, it's a good game.
Yeah, no, I like mechanics on the MW. It does feel like a good game. It feels sniping
feels
really
good.
Nice.
Knifing, in my opinion, is like one of the easiest next to BO4. Red gunning is easy. Like it's easy on every game, but like it's easy on that game too. Like it just mechanics-wise is so good. But I feel like if Activision did not force skill-based matchmaking, Modern Warfare would be one of the best CODs.
Yeah, what I don't like, first of all, I feel like it's a little slow-paced. I don't know if that's because or they want people to play more tactically. But that, and then also the time to kill is so low compared to other games.
6v6 on Grozna Raid. Can we talk about who thought that was a good idea?
Naya Palace, what is that? I don't even know the amount of players, but that map is...
Those 2 maps should have stayed 10v10.
Like, I don't know why. I don't understand why. Like, Naya Palace, 10v10 didn't even work on it. It was still slow.
I'm pretty sure there's a new DLC map, which is like Palace, but like a smaller version of it.
Yeah, there is. I haven't played that yet. But it's funny.
I've heard about it.
That map is it's like all cloudy and looks like it's about to rain. And I just find that funny because everyone thinks that's such a garbage map, and then they made it cloudy and rainy. Like, dude, that does not make anybody want to play that map, dude.
Oh yeah, that's another thing that maybe just like BO4. Firing range night. Jungle. Flood the map with water. Hacienda.
Worst map
Hacienda night. Make new maps, for Christ's sake. You had 3 years to make the game. And then what did you do? You added skill-based maps.
If you're that lazy, just add on new textures to the old good maps and bring that back.
Like you literally knock on COD 4. Weirdo.
Like, and then I feel like BO4, like, I feel like I'm playing previous CODs the whole time. Like, I like BO4 for knifing only. Like, I don't like it for anything else. That's, like, the only reason why, like, if I didn't like knifing in that game, honestly, that would probably be my least favorite COD too, if they would have, like, left it how it was. But, that's the only reason I like it.
Yeah, like, if you want to balance the game, look at Black Ops 2. The time to kill is not completely unbalanced. Guns are even. There's league play. It's possible to snipe. It's possible to counter people when shooting at you. Like the maps are actually good for the most part.
It's not like I'm calling out anyone, but like I wonder how many of the knifers who are like religiously playing BO4 right now are like do actually enjoy the game. I feel like for the people like Nhavy, Hackle, Splash, XVs, like other people who like grinded the game like nonstop. For BO4, like you guys have like Counter-Strike 5 on, like you guys have like banger closer clips on that game, and you guys like made BO4 knifing to what it is right now. I wonder like how many of these new knifers who are like playing BO4 like religiously like actually like the game.
Well, like the thing for me is like
putting it out there.
For me, like what made BO4 for us like fun. They fixed the axes first of all. Like if you don't know, when BO4 came out, it had a double axe glitch, and it was like. It was really frustrating. I didn't knife at all. I was actually sniping when BO4 first came out, and I wasn't like I liked sniping at first, and it was fun. But then I tried knifing a little bit. I hit one knifing clip. I hit like maybe a few after that, and that was really it. I took a break from BO4 for a little bit, and then they fixed it towards the end of the like year. And I went back to it and just started playing it and playing it and playing it. And you know, I was having a lot of fun on it. And like it's just some like small things like that.
Like Modern Warfare had so much potential. Fortnite had so much potential. Apex had so much potential. And then the one common denominator that completely ruins all those games, you guessed it, the topic of this video, freaking skill-based matchmaking. Terrible idea. Should never be in any games.
And another thing, just me and Magikcz, so we've wanted to upload for a while now. We always talk about like what should we upload, and then like Valorant, we were all excited about Valorant. We're hyped about. We're like, okay, we're gonna make some videos on this finally. It's a new game, but then we hear about skill-based matchmaking and had that experience last night.
That just takes it off.
It's a bad first impression.
That one game put such a bad taste in my mouth. Like I don't want to even play. Going back to this, I don't want to go against easy players. I want to go against people my skill level so I can get like, you know, good. Like I'm okay with going against like one sweat one time, you know. They maybe have some bad players on their team, then some middle players. I just want a well-balanced team to go against. You know, that's fine. I'm not asking for all bots, but I definitely don't want all sweats.
Well-balanced matchmaking.
Like, the year is 2020, and I'm currently uploading BO2 trick shots. I'm happy with the game, yes, but since there's been so many CODs after that, from skill-based matchmaking, it's crazy. I'd love to upload new games. Undoable. Just big failure that every company needs to learn.
Warpsy, like a few weeks ago, when this like whole quarantine started, he said that like he's gonna try his best to like keep uploading Modern Warfare trick shotting, and like, he did that for three videos, I feel like, and then he just like stopped because he just could not. Like he was sweating just sweating so hard on free for all trying to hit a shot, and like even if he gets last, like people are just gonna destroy him with like hellstorms, like ARs and like SMGs spraying you from across the map. Like skill based just like completely ruined. Even Sean says like Modern Warfare is not a bad game for trick shotting, but he will not get on it just cause like skill based matchmaking destroyed it.
It's funny because like all these CODs now, like everyone has like 2 boxes. Like even on the old CODs now they do it, but like I feel like that's just because like the new CODs, like people just don't even want to even like reg into
trick shotting without 2 boxes is terrible.
It's so bad. Like I mean, it's you can do it like more so on the old CODs, like without 2 boxes. It just makes stuff easier, so like that's why people do it. But in this, whenever you don't have 2 boxes on next gen games, it is terrible.
We're trying to do it on BO3 and we couldn't. We're trying to do it on BO3.
Did we have a 2 box? We didn't have a 2 box.
No, at first we didn't have a 2 box. We tried for like 3 games.
And it was really, it was bad. And then we get on like just any COD without 2 boxes. Even MW especially without 2 boxes. Yeah, you ain't getting attempts, Chief.
Yeah, like these newer players, they never had to get to last legitly. And I kind of understand the biggest sweats on the game, period. But I don't know.
You guys want attempts, but like you guys gotta like at least try to get those attempts. Like you gotta like earn it. And, like it makes it
that's
way
the
better.
point.
Like
people
you
are buying
the whole
second
team.
consoles.
You clear out the whole team and then you hit. Like it's a lot more. Like you're satisfied a lot more.
Like, in a perfect world, it just wouldn't exist in COD or in any other. I don't know. Don't know, Chief.
The next shooter that comes out without skill-based matchmaking, it's a decent game, and without skill-based matchmaking, it doesn't have to be an amazing game. If it comes out without skill-based matchmaking, I'll probably enjoy that more than any game. Just because, like, I just want to be able to hop on, chill with friends, and play. Like,
I don't know why no companies understand this. It's like the Krabby Patty formula. All you need to do is remove SBMM from your game, and then so many more people would enjoy it. That's all you need to do. I promise you, that's all you need to do. It's that simple. Nope. Gotta make the bad players feel good. Yep.
And then it's also encouraging this. That's another thing that they screw themselves over with this. I know like some snipers have done this and stuff in the past. People were getting called out on it, and just people in general were doing this. I know Merc Music even did this or whatever just to test it, and other people have done it to test it. But people will go into lobbies and reverse boost to get easier lobbies. They're ruining their stats to get easier lobbies. So not only does that, like, that's a flaw in your system right there. People are reverse boosting just so they can get into like easier lobbies. That's how bad it is, and how like it's not fun for us. We want to take the time. We'd rather sit sit there, waste our time, and not play the game, and just reverse boost over and over and over again, just for that one good lobby. And then after that, you do good, it puts you right back in a sweaty lobby.
What's the point of even playing the game?
Yeah, and then it ruins the, like, when you do go in reverse boost, like, these sweaty lobbies cause you to want to do that. It ruins the game for your teammates. You're obviously not playing. So, like, it's that's another problem it causes.
There was a golden era of COD, I'd say, from 2007 to 2012. I don't think there was one bad COD release in those years. And then after, just year after year, bad, horrible, terrible, just...
And in my opinion, I feel like Ghost got a lot more hate than it deserved. I know it was like dark and gloomy, and some of the maps were a little bit bigger, but like I do feel like compared to like a bunch of these like newer CODs, I would love for that.
Campaign was insane.
Honestly, I hated Ghost. It's still one of my least favorites, but there are worse. I think BO4 Ghost. There, like, some play styles were still doable. I just didn't like the time to kill, and that some of the maps were pretty off, a bit slow. There was lag, but.
Oh, and another thing, I'm pretty sure with Ghost for like the PS4 and stuff, they like ported it over like in better quality. I think that's all they did. Don't quote me on that. But the frame rate lag on next gen consoles for Ghost is a yikes.
Is it really?
Yeah. Most people played Ghost on 360, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they did, but like I've been playing it on PS4 to trick shot and stuff like that the past couple of days. I played it today. Dude, the frame rate is terrible. Like, the amount of times I have to look in the sky sometimes, because like that's how you fix it, just by looking in the sky. And like
that's so stupid. Like that's the way you fix
like,
it.
I can't. I don't like. It's just that's annoying. Like they shouldn't have done it the way they did. They should have fixed that.
If we made this podcast a year ago, I'd probably be complaining about specialists in BO4. Never have that in COD again. Like, legit, never. Terrible. You have dogs that run around.
That's why more people play bare bones.
You have the craziest dogs that run around. You have like barricades / guardians, traps, razor wires. I don't get it.
Again, catering to the absolute garbage, I guess, players.
Yeah, and like, but specialists, you don't have to do, like, obviously, like, if you do better, you're gonna get your specialist stuff faster, right? Because that counts to it. But
yeah,
everyone gets them.
But everyone will get it eventually. You can be an awful player, like complete garbage player. You're not good at all, and then there you go, free specialist.
Grab a Tempest, get the entire team.
Well, what's that? You're gonna freak out because you have a gravity spike? Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and just gravity spike everyone. You're a good player.
You're on a 29 kill streak. Yep. Oh, say goodbye to your 30.
I'm pretty sure it happens for you guys too when you guys play reg. Like when you guys playing TDM, right? When like one of the team has like 20 to 30 kills, that's when like the whole lobby starts using specialists. Like that, and that goes on for like 20 more kills. Or like 15 more kills, and then oh my god, I can't speak. Gradually, it keeps like getting up, and like again, in another point comes up where everybody's using specialist. Like it's not random or anything.
And on BO4, I feel like I've seen like the skill-based matchmaking like really well because, like, you know, there's obviously not as many people playing bare bones on there, but sometimes like you'll get on. And there'll be like a few different lobbies. There'll be one lobby that's like a lot more sweatier. Then you'll go and then like if that lobby's full, they have to still put you in a lobby. So then they're forced to put you into the lobby with the Timmies. So like they're out there. The bad lobbies are out there. Like they're just not letting us in them.
Still under level 20 on Black Ops 4, and not only never got to play them because of skill, but yeah, huge shame. I wish I could have had a good experience with BO4, with World War II, with whatever games were before that, and yeah.
IW, like that was a weird one.
Yeah, it was like in my opinion, IW was like.
I mean, it doesn't look good in my opinion.
That's hilarious. They were the second most disliked video on YouTube. Like, besides Baby by Justin Bieber. How... the trailer, too. Oh my god. Of course it would be Call of Duty.
They had to bring out MWR.
And then, guess what? Infinity Ward managed to make a worse COD than I... First of all, you titled the game after a trilogy. So when Modern Warfare 2 comes...
And even Titanfall is better than IW, and like Titanfall is made by like half, well, not even half, like some of the people who used to make like COD 4, MW 1, 2, and 3.
The Titanfall was alright.
Because they got out of like even for Apex, I genuinely enjoy the game. But like I even like when I started getting back into it, like beginning of season, like end of season 3, now we're in season 4. Like I generally like wanted to start making content on it, and like wanted to make videos on it and stuff. But now the skill based matchmaking is the thing I just can't, like, it totally takes the mood off. I actually genuinely enjoyed the game.
Big case of absolute failure with just companies. I don't know.
If Apex doesn't come out with what's it called, crossplay with at least with PS4 and Xbox, I generally do not know how much longer this game will last.
With Fortnite, that's another thing. These PC players are always complaining about controller players having.
Oh my god! Don't even get me started.
We need to save that for another one. We're gonna go.
Do not even get me started.
I think we need to wait until another podcast for that, because if we go on that now, this is gonna last like another hour.
Well, okay, I said everything I needed to say.
Yeah, there's not much I can tell.
But anymore. Skill-based matchmaking, dumb, very stupid decision in the long haul. It's
ways of fixing it. Just make it connection based.
We don't want to overpower every lobby. We just don't want.
There might kind of cut out, but
yeah,
when there's
might
cut out. Deviation. Oh shoot.
Yeah, you can talk now.
No, it's okay. I said everything. I said that before.
Yeah, but like. Just overall, like we do like in Valorant, we're kind of, we can talk on both perspectives here because we're really good at Call of Duty. You know, I don't want to sound egotistical. We played it for years, so you know we're better than most players. That's just how it goes. Valorant, we're terrible. We're absolute garbage. And like, I'm not saying I want to go against, like, this is me being a new player going into a new, like, whole new control system of
basically genre in one way.
I'm like, I've played COD a lot. I've played Fortnite and stuff like that on console. I'm just going to a whole new setup. I don't want to go against noobs. I don't want to go against complete just bots. But I don't want to go against complete sweats. Same thing in COD. We're good. That's the game we're good at. We don't want to go against complete sweats, but we're not asking to go against complete bots all the time. We just want a good mix in both things.
Yeah, where everyone has around the same connection. Just no big, I don't know. No big crazy deviation where sweats
make casual play connection based, because that's
exactly
because casual players, I'll say this again, casual players do not play online.
Like BO2 is so ahead of its time. You wonder why BO2 is so good? Just copy that game. I could go
at least copy the connection based or like matchmaking system of that game and put it in every single COD. I'm telling you, and like make a separate, if you guys really want skill based matchmaking, make a separate game mode for skill-based matchmaking as like arena or competitive play.
Arena and then league play nowadays.
Yeah,
but it's called casual, but it's really not.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
You have to talk about it.
Pretty much good too. Well, guys, if you guys did enjoy.
Oh, we got heated. Holy.
Yeah, if you guys did enjoy and would like to see more of these, leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. Yeah, you can see all of our links there in the description, and yeah.
Yep. Peace out, boys.
See ya. Peace.
Oh.